Hello, crew. Welcome back to Sister Wives Decoded, the only site courageous enough to pull back the veil and let you see what the cameras never did. Today, we start with a courtroom, a broken mother, and a moment that shocked everyone into silence. You know the routine. Buckle up, because what you are about to hear is gonna hit hard. It was to be a standard hearing. The Brown family civil case had been going on for weeks, a grinding tide of spreadsheets and tax statements and tired testimonies. Kody had already worn the victim card. Robyn already balled her mascara off twice. And Janelle, she sat through it all, spine stiff, face serene, like a soldier in a conflict she never signed up for. But nobody, and I mean nobody, was prepared for what went down when the judge called the next witness. The doors to the courtroom swung open, quiet, then gasps, because down that aisle walked not some accountant, not a lawyer, Garrison Brown, and Kody's face. It wasn't fear, it was panic, full, on bone, deep panic. He didn't anticipate this. Robyn's whisper found him first. They're putting the kids on the stand? But this wasn't just a kid. Garrison was a man now, a man with years of silence accumulated behind his eyes, and flames in his chest, a man with receipts. He stepped up onto the stand, right hand up, and swore to tell the truth. And oh, he did. What ensued made Janelle put her hand over her mouth. It caused Robyn to fidget in her seat, as if she could no longer catch her breath. And Kody sat stock, still, white, knuckling the table. Because Garrison Brown was going to reveal everything. Everything that had been spoken behind closed doors. Everything that had never been intended for anyone to hear. And just as the court believed it had heard it all, just as they believed that this family couldn't break any further apart, Garrison produced the letter. The courtroom fell silent. Christine's hand flew to her chest. The judge leaned in. Even the bailiff's eyes darted up from his pad. Garrison gazed his father right in the eye and spoke the words that destroyed Janelle utterly. "This is what I wrote, the night you said you weren't my priority." And with shaking hands, he started to read. His voice was firm at first, low, soft, but each word hit like thunder. "Dear Dad, I don't know why I am writing this. Maybe because talking to you has never worked. Maybe because you only listen when it is too late." The courtroom remained motionless. You could hear the whine of the ceiling lights. Nobody budged. "I spent my entire childhood watching you run cameras from behind while turning a blind eye to the havoc you caused behind them. You let the world think we were one big You made me believe that being your son amounted to something. But when I needed you the most, you were too busy defending your reputation, or worse, defending Robyn." Janelle blinked forcefully, but a tear fell anyway. Garrison went on. "You used to call us the original crew. You used to say I was strong, like you. But when I asked you to show up for me, when I asked you to look in on Gabe, when we were locked down, when I asked you to stop punishing us for not falling in line with Robyn's rules, you shut us out." Kody did not stir. Robyn crossed her arms, clearly agitated. The attorney representing Christine and Janelle also stood frozen, allowing the silence between each statement to be louder than the actual words. "You picked her children every single time. You didn't even bother to deny it. You made the rest of us feel like guests in our own family. And when I confronted you, you told me I was being melodramatic, that I didn't get it." Garrison's voice broke here, but he did not stop. "Do you know what it is like to walk by your own dad's house and think that you can't knock because Robyn will be upset, because your presence will disturb their peace?" He drew in a shaky breath. "I lost trying to be enough for you. I stopped waiting for you to call. I stopped checking to see if you'd arrive on birthdays. And eventually, I stopped hoping you'd ever say sorry." He looked down at the paper. "And then you said to Mom that she was being selfish, that we were worsening things, that we were the ones who didn't seek unity. But we weren't the wall builders, Dad. You were. You constructed them, and you ornamented them with excuses. Janelle was now openly sobbing, not out of pain from accusation, but pain knowing her son had borne this hurt in silence. I know you love Robyn, but what you did to the rest of us, that wasn't love. That was abandonment. Garrison creased the paper in half, and the judge finally talked. Mr. Brown, is there anything else you'd like to say before we move on? Garrison raised his eyes. Yes, one more thing. They all waited with bated breath. He stuck his hand in his blazer pocket and produced something that clenched Kody's jaw. A printed email. One that would blow the lid off everything. He wasn't merely a son, he was a witness, and he came loaded with truth. Garrison gazed across the courtroom, the printed email clutched in his fingers, not shaking, not faltering. This changes everything, he declared, his voice piercing the quiet. Because this is proof of intent. The judge leaned forward. Christine and Janelle were frozen, their breathing stuck in their throats. Kody's face went white as a ghost. Robyn averted her gaze. This letter, Garrison continued, was from my father, sent to an accountant we had never heard of. It wasn't about taxes. It wasn't about debt. It was a roadmap. A financial roadmap on how to stash the family money in a private trust, with Robyn as the only beneficiary. Gasps broke out in the room. He passed the paper to the court officer. It was dated 2 weeks prior to when my mom was informed she couldn't afford to construct on Coyote Pass, but it was subsequent to Robyn buying a second SUV and a $3,000 home improvement. On funds we were all led to believe didn't exist. Christine looked down, her hands trembling. Janelle's eyes welled up with tears. This was not mismanagement. Garrison went on. It was betrayal, and each time someone questioned it, they were accused of being ungrateful, disloyal, hard to work with. Kody shifted restlessly. His jaw clenched. Robyn gripped her handbag as if it were a shield of last resort. My dad used to say loyalty meant everything, Garrison said, but what he actually meant was obedience. And when we refused to obey, when we asked why, he cut us off. He breathed. These are not just about the dollars. This is about what the dollars symbolized: control, silence, and now justice. Garrison took a step back. The judge looked at the paper, then deliberately put it aside. This court will consider everything brought forward today under advisement. But before he could lay his hand on his gavel, Your Honor, Miss Sharma broke in. Before we go, we have one final witness, one who can establish the timeline of the trust, one who was present when it was signed. The room spun, the door swung open, and there, in the doorway, stood a figure no one had anticipated, Robyn's ex-husband, the same man she never wanted in the news, the same man she insisted didn't know. He moved forward holding a folder, and with that, team, we've only just begun to scratch the surface of what is about to be revealed. If today was intense, what is coming next will leave you breathless. So stand with the truth. If you believe Janelle, Christine, and their families deserve justice, demonstrate it. Smash that like button so it goes blue. Subscribe to the channel and ring the bell so you don't miss the explosive next installment of this courtroom battle. The real story is just beginning, and I promise you, you are not going to want to miss what Robyn's ex has coming. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Did Robyn know it all along? What do you think this witness will reveal? Let's discuss it, and I'll catch you in the next one.